As we begin building web pages, one of the things that is important to understand is what plain text is. When we're coding HTML or CSS or JavaScript, we're using plain text. And that's an important detail. We are really used to using formatted text. So here is a Word document where I just put just a little bit of text. But this is formatted text, and whenever you use a word processor, that's what you get is formatted text. It has color, it can vary in size, you can align it left, right, center. Lists are formatted with numbers and indentation. Tables are bordered and aligned. And all of these things you get with formatted text. So let's see what that would look like in a plain text editor so we can see the difference. So if I take this file and I open it in a plain text editor, this is what it looks like. And here, notice that we're really just getting bytecode, so we're not seeing what's actually there because this particular plain text editor shows in bytecode. But look at the little scroll bar over here and see how long this is. And when you saw that document on the word processor, it's very small, has very little content. But look how much is really there to make that formatted text work. We can see the same document opened up in a different plain text editor. This is Notepad++, and this looks different because this particular plain text editor shows the formatted text in a different way. Notice the scroll bar going down. It's not as long, so it doesn't seem like there's as much, but it's really, really wide. So there's still all of this content in that little teeny page. So what we see in this Word document as being very small, it actually takes a whole bunch of content to store the information, not just the text, but also the details about the formatting. Well, when we move to plain text, if we take all of this and we copy it to a plain text file, so I'm going to do a copy, open up a new file here in Sublime. This is another plain text editor called Sublime, and I paste it there. Notice that we don't get color. Yeah, this one used to be purple. We don't get that. We get no variation in size. This one used to be larger, and it no longer is. There's no alignment that carries forward. Now notice that pasting in this editor, I really do get the lists with the same, they're not indented, but they have the numbers. Notice when I push enter though, the list doesn't continue. Basically, these numbers have just been replaced, right? The list formatting has just been replaced with the number 4 dot and a couple spaces. And here we get this table, and there's nothing here for the table. So it just has the content there. And even this header here looks like it went with the other section. So when we move to plain text, we have to work with it differently than we're used to working with formatted text. So that's an important detail that we need to remember. And there are a couple of editors I recommend. There are 3 that I have worked with. This is Sublime Text. It's a plain text editor with syntax highlighting, which will later be very valuable to us, this idea of syntax highlighting. And this one is Notepad++, and it is also a good text editor. Let me show you what this would look like in the new file. So it does the same thing as a plain text editor. Notepad++ only works with Windows machines, so that won't work. Sublime will work with Windows and Mac. There's one more that works just with Mac, and that's called Text Wrangler. Any of these plain text editors with syntax highlighting will work good for us in our future work.